doing, chat? Sorry, it's been 7 minutes already. Been 7 minutes already. That's kind of crazy, actually. Um, but welcome to today's 1 year Bible read, chat. Uh, before we even go any further, double tap the screen, like the stream, however you do it for whatever device you're on. Figure it out. Like the stream for me. This is day 242 in a row of our 1 year Bible read. I think that definitely deserves a few likes on the stream, maybe a million at least, bare minimum, you know? Um, but this is day 242 in a row. Um, we're going to be doing this for 365 days. So if you want to join me, if you want to join for the rest, what's up with you, sport? Um, sorry, I didn't even reach that for real. Um, but if you want to join us, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and then join every single day for the rest of 365 we got left. But I was mod, bro. Well, what keeps happening to all your YouTube pages? You're like the third or fourth person who used to be a mod in the channel. Call, what's up, Call? What's up, Call? It's good to see you again, bro. Y'all really be losing y'all accounts a lot, you know. Um, hey, it's good to see you. It's been a minute. Hey, how you doing? That's funny. Oh man. But yeah, if you wanna subscribe, turn on post notifications, and also like this stream. Let's get into the pages for tonight. Tonight, chat, we're going to be reading from the end of the month, 8:30. If you've been here before, you know we're 2 days early because we started 2 days early. We couldn't wait. We're ready to go. So we started 2 days early. And today's read is coming from August the 30th. Coming from Job 34, 1 through 36, going through verse 33. 2 Corinthians 4, 1 through 12. Psalms 44, 1 through 8, and Proverbs 22, 10 through 2. I'm gonna go ahead and, hey man, it's Robert. I've been waiting for the stream. Hey, what's up, Robert? Good to see you. How long were you waiting? Hey, don't forget, if since you've been waiting, I need a like from you on the stream, you know. And if y'all so want to, my fault. I'll try to be more, more on time in the future, you know. But also, yeah, if you guys want to share the stream to anybody you think would enjoy the 1 year Bible stream, or just 30 minutes of listening to a read, a little small little discussion, um, before bed at night, go ahead and share the stream for whoever you feel would enjoy. Since the days I showed you the wave light, you've been waiting that long. You've been waiting that long. That's pretty funny. But I wanted to give a precursor for Job. Job, this read, and I don't pre-read. I'm not gonna lie, I read together with y'all. Um, but Job is this is a sadder verse kind of read, and I just want to give you the precursor. Um, I believe I definitely have a few Roberts in the chat, so I might not specifically remember exactly your name. When was the first time I saw you? If you tell me the first time we chatted, I definitely remember. If you tell me what the first thing you said to me when you chatted, I probably will remember you. But yeah, Job is a little bit of a sadder read. Um, so just bear with me. I'm 100 days sober. Okay, okay. Now I'm getting a flashback. I'm getting a flashback. Okay, I remember that stream. I'm one of those people. I got a pretty good memory, to be honest. I got a way better memory than people give me credit for. Watch Money Talks. Yeah, I remember. Um, but my memory sometimes is tied to events. Events trigger my memory a lot. But yeah, just like I was saying, Job is kind of a. I said you picked those crystals. Yep, I remember. And we were googling crystals. Yeah, um, I remember. I remember. Um, I remember. Yeah, definitely. Hey, good to see you again. Nice to see you again. But yeah, Job is a little bit of a sadder read, so just bear with me. But without further ado, yeah, you were in the stream with my wife. Um, yes, she is a very sweet lady. Very sweet lady. Then Elihu said, "Listen to me, you wise men. Pay attention, you who have knowledge." Job said, "The ears test the words it hears, just as the mouth distinguishes between foods. So let us discern for ourselves what is right. Let us learn together what is good. For Job also said, I am innocent, but God has taken away my rights. I am innocent, but they call me a liar. My suffering is incurable, though I have not sinned. Tell me, has there ever been a man like Job, with his thirst for irreverent talk? He chooses evil people as companions. He spends his time with wicked men. He has even said, why waste time trying to please God? Listen to me, you have understanding. Everyone knows that God doesn't sin. The Almighty can do no wrong. He repays people according to their deeds. He treats people as they deserve. Truly, God will not do wrong. The Almighty will not twist justice. Did someone else put the world in his care? Who set the whole world into place? If God were to take back his spirit and withdraw his breath, all life would cease, and humanity would turn again to dust. Now listen to me if you are wise. Pay attention to what I say. Could God govern if he hated justice? Are you going to condemn the Almighty Judge? For he says to kings, you are wicked, and to nobles, you are unjust. He doesn't care how great a person may be, and he pays no more attention to the rich than to the poor. He made them all. In a moment, they die. In the middle of the night, they pass away. The mighty are removed without human hand. For God watches how people live, and he sees everything they do. No darkness is thick enough to hide the wicked from his eyes. We don't set the time. When will we come before God in judgment? He brings the mighty to ruin without asking anyone, and he sets up others in their place. He knows what they do, and in the night he overturns and destroys them. He strikes them down because they are wicked, doing it openly for all to see. For they turned away from following him. They have no respect for any of his ways. They cause the poor to cry out, catching God's attention. He hears the cries of the needy, but he chooses to remain quiet. Who can criticize him? When he hides his face, no one can find him, whether an individual or a nation. He prevents the godless from ruling so they cannot be a snare to the people. Why don't people say to God, I have sinned, but I will sin no more? Or, I don't know what evil I have done, tell me if I have done wrong, I will stop at once. Must God tailor his justice to your demands? But you have rejected him. The choice is yours, not mine. Go ahead, share your wisdom with us. After all, bright people will tell me, and wise people will hear me say, Job speaks out of ignorance. His words lack insight. Job, you deserve the maximum penalty for the wicked way you have talked. For you have added rebellion to your sin. You show no respect, and you speak many angry words against God. Then Elihu said, do you think it is right for you to claim I am righteous before God? For you also ask, what's in it for me? What's the use of living a righteous life? I will answer you, and all your friends too. Look up into the sky and see the clouds high above you. If you sin, how does that affect God? Even if you will sin again and again, what effect will it have on him? If you are good, is this some great gift to him? What could you possibly give him? No, your sins affect only people like yourself, and your good deeds also affect only humans. People cry out when they are oppressed. They groan beneath the power of the mighty. Yet they don't ask, where is God, my creator? The one who gives songs in the night. Where's the one who makes us smarter than the animals and wiser than the birds of the sky? And when they cry out, God does not answer because of their pride. But is it wrong to say God doesn't listen? To say the Almighty isn't concerned. You say you can't see him, but he will bring justice if only you wait. You say he doesn't respond to sinners with anger, and is not greatly concerned about wickedness. But you're also talking nonsense, Job. You have spoken like a fool. Elihu continued speaking. Let me go on, and I will show you the truth. For I have not finished offending God. I will present profound arguments for the righteousness of my Creator. I am telling you nothing but the truth, for I'm a man of great knowledge. God is mighty, but he does not despise anyone. He is mighty in both power and understanding. He does not let the wicked live, but gives justice to the afflicted. He never takes his eyes off the innocent, but he sets them on thrones with kings and exalts them forever. If they are bound in chains and caught up in a web of trouble, he shows them the reason. He shows them their sins of pride. He gets their attention and commands that they turn from evil. If they listen and obey God, they'll be blessed with prosperity throughout their lives. All their years will be pleasant. But if they refuse to listen to him, they will cross over the river of death, dying from lack of understanding. For the godless are full of resentment. Even when he punishes them, they refuse to cry out to him for help. They die when they are young, after wasting their lives in immoral living. But by means of suffering, he rescues those who suffer. For he gets their attention through adversity. God is leading you away from danger, Job, to a place free from distress. He is setting your table with the best food. But you're obsessed with whether the godless will be judged. Don't worry, judgment and justice will be upheld. But watch out, or you may be seduced by wealth. Don't let yourself be bribed into sin. Could all your wealth or all your mighty efforts keep you from distress? Do not long for the cover of night, for that is when the people will be destroyed. Be on guard, turn back from evil, for God sent this suffering to keep you from a life of evil. Look, God is all-powerful. Who is a teacher like him? No one can tell him what to do, or say to him, you have done wrong. Instead, glorify his mighty works, singing songs of praise. Everyone has set these things through only a distance, has seen these things only from a distance. Look, God is greater than we can understand. His years cannot be counted. He draws up the water vapor and then distills it into rain. Then rain pours down from the clouds and everyone benefits. Who can understand the spreading of the clouds and the thunder that rolls forth from heaven? See how he spreads the lightning around him and how it lights up the depths of the sea. By these mighty acts he nourishes the people, giving them food in abundance. He fills his hand with lightning bolts and hurls each at his target. The thunder announces his presence. The storm announces his indignant anger. And now, 2 Corinthians. Amen. Blessed are the feet of those who bring the gospel. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. And now 2 Corinthians 4:1 through 12. Therefore, since God in his mercy has given us this new way, we never give up. We reject all shameful deeds and underhanded methods. We don't try to trick anyone or distort the word of God. We tell the truth before God, and all who are honest know this. If the good news we preach is hidden behind a veil, it is only hidden from people who are perishing. Satan, who is the god of his world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. You see, we don't go around preaching about ourselves. We preach that Jesus Christ is Lord, and we ourselves are your servants for Jesus' sake. For God, who said, "Let there be light in the darkness," has made this light shine in our hearts so we can know the glory of God that is seen in the face of Jesus Christ. We know now, and we now have this light shining in our hearts. But we ourselves are like fragile clay, jars containing this great treasure. This makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves. We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. Through suffering, our bodies continue to share in the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be seen in our bodies. Yes, we live under constant danger of death because we serve Jesus, so that the life of Jesus will be evident in our dying bodies. So we live in the face of death, but this has resulted in eternal life for you. And now, Psalms 44:1 through 8. O God, we have heard it with our own ears. Our ancestors have told us of all you did in their day. In days long ago, you drove out the pagan nations by your power and gave all the land to our ancestors. You crushed their enemies and set our ancestors free. They did not conquer the land with their swords. It was not by their strong arm that gave them victory. It was your right hand and your strong arm and the blinding light from your face that helped them. For you loved them. You are my king and my God. You command victories for Israel. Only by your power can we push back our enemies. Only in your name can we trample our foes. I do not trust in my bow. I do not count on my sword to save me. You're the one who gives us victory over our enemies. You disgrace those who hate us. Oh God, we give glory to you all day long and constantly praise your name. And now Proverbs 22:10 through 12. I said 10 through 2 earlier, 10 through 12. Throughout the mocker and fighting goes too. Quarrels and insults will also disappear. Whoever loves a pure heart and gracious speech will have the king as a friend. The Lord preserves those with knowledge, but he ruins the plans of the treacherous. And now, sharing with Jesus. 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 It's one thing to share our prayers and praise with Jesus and ask him to help us in our struggles. But there's a different kind of sharing that few people will sign up for. This difficult and painful kind is to share in the death of Jesus. That is what Paul was willing to do. His body could be beaten or stoned near to death, but the life of Jesus was seen through it all. Sharing in the death of Christ brings the life of Christ to those who do not believe. Okay, chat, now we're going to try this camera really quickly. I'm going to ask for clarity, wisdom, and discernment for today's word, and then I'll be right back. So give me 1 second. Okay. And how you doing, Niche and Robert? I definitely did. I definitely did pray for you as well in my prayer. And also congratulations on 100 days sober. That's an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations. Ooh, what a page flip. Um, but since you kind of came in, a little late, Niche. I'm just joking. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Um, Today we read from Job 34 1 to 36. Sorry, got something in my eye. Job 34 1 through 36, and then 2 Corinthians 4 1 through 12, and then Psalms 44 1 through 8, and then Proverbs 22 10 through 12. Um, um, we're gonna talk about Job tomorrow. It's all good. It's out. Nope. I'm just joking. It's all good. We're gonna talk about Corinthians. We're gonna skip Job today. We're gonna talk about Job tomorrow. But we're gonna talk about 2 Corinthians 4 1 through 12, and 2 Corinthians 4 1 through 12 is it's telling you that it's worth it. Whatever it is, you know, when you're doing it for the right reasons, when you're doing it with God in it, um, yeah, it's a pan. It's like a pan, like a beating pan, and they're playing tunes with a beating pan. Um, but when you're doing it with God, it's worth it. It's always worth it, right? Um, it goes over here in this read. While they may go through their ups and their downs, while they go through their trials, sometimes some trying things, tribulations, um, it's worth it. You know, yeah, uh, it's worth it, right? Um, and they're just saying it in their own way, right? In the story format um, that the Bible is kind of written in is, but long story short, is worth it. You know, long story short, is worth it. So it's worth it. So um, I gotta stop looking at chat and then not looking at my camera like when it's up here. I look down here. I gotta look up here more often. I have to look up more often. I gotta make sure I'm training myself to do that, but um, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Um, that makes me want to talk about yesterday. Yeah, you love Romans 5 and 7. Okay, I'm about to refresh my knowledge. Refresh my knowledge. That really goes into what we read about yesterday. Um, but we'll talk about that at a different time. Um, but let's talk about Proverbs 22 10 through 12. Um, Throw out the mocker, and the fighting goes, too. Quarrels and insults will also disappear. Whoever loves a pure heart and gracious speech will have the king as a friend. The Lord preserves those with knowledge, but he ruins the plans of the treacherous. You know, um, just getting rid of the people that's always trying to start drama. Get rid of the folks that's always trying to start drama. Long story short, it's people that's always trying to start some drama. Go and send them out their way. I love you, but you got to go. And now let's read Share with Jesus one more time. Sharing with Jesus. It's one thing to share our prayers and praise with Jesus and ask him to help us in our struggles. But there's a different kind of sharing that few people would sign up for. This difficult and painful kindness is shared in the death of Jesus. That's what Paul was willing to do. His body could be beaten or stoned near to death, but the life of Jesus was seen through it all. Sharing in the death of Christ brings the life of Christ to those who do not believe. Um, and you know what is really saying is show your strength. You know, your strength is you is you sharing with Christ. Your strength, your ability to persevere, your ability to overcome, your ability to believe and trust in God is you living with Christ. Is your work is your example of Christ, of living as Christ. You know, your faith is your example of living as Christ. You know, and your respect in that way. So, you know, keep on being a great example for others. They learn through your great example. There's a lot of people that's going to learn from your strength. They're going to learn that they're strong because of how strong you showed them that you are. You know, and it's not saying that you fake it and you're never down or nothing like that. You can show them too. Yeah, when I get down, I cry, I get hurt, but I always get back up. You know, but I always get back up again. You know, it's trying. I make mistakes, but I get back up again. It's great. Facts. Were you in the stream when I was like, you know, we haven't finished this first go round reading this, right? But I think I'm gonna do it twice. I think I'm gonna do it twice. That's pretty funny, you know. You know, it's pretty funny. Oh man, I know we still have over 100 days to read, but you know, I feel like I can do it 2 times. It's a great book too. It shows you Solomon. Yeah, true. Through all the, you know, it shows you the difference between living with God and then living without God. How great of a life you have when you just, you know, are a little more appreciative and you know, you put God first. How great your life is then, right? Um, and then it shows you how messed up life can be, you know, when you do the other stuff. You know, it just gives you a very clear picture. It's honestly a great read. It's honestly a great read. And it puts everything in perspective. And it also shows, you know, just so many different examples of people who came before you and the decisions they made, right? And you can choose to follow. You can choose, and you can take it and follow it step by step, and live that a life based on that. Like you have a model of what life of how to live your life, right? You know, and you also have examples of what can happen to people when they step off the model, you know. It's crazy. It's a great read. Honestly, I recommend it. Even if you're not like a Christian or religious or anything or any stuff like that, I felt like it's just a great read just in general. It's eye opening. It's eye opening. It's eye opening read, definitely. But I ain't gonna lie, I used to listen to church, so I kind of knew a lot of this stuff already. I really I used to listen. You know, I felt like I was really one of the only grandchildren when my granddad was preaching when I was a kid who was listening. You know, I was taking notes. I was listening in church when I was a kid. So yeah. I was listening when I was a kid. So yeah. I kind of was like, okay, cool, yeah. I started out early. You know. Regardless of when you start, you still make mistakes. You still go through ups and downs. You still learn. You still have to adjust. You still, it's just still things that still just happen. Um, you live, you kind of forget stuff, but then you end up coming back when you need it. You come back. And God's like, I missed you. Come home. I missed you. Come home. Here's a blanket, fresh out of the dryer. Here's a blanket. It's fresh out of the dryer. Go ahead and put that on. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, when I was in church, I'd be with my cousins and everything, right? And my sisters, and they'd be in the back of the, church, playing and stuff, joking and stuff. But I was the usher. I would do offering, and I was in a choir, right? So I had to be kind of locked in for like my moments when I was supposed to be ready and stuff. Um, but I would honestly, I would listen because I trust my granddad. I would listen because I trust my granddad, and I seen my granddad be able to make it through so many things. Yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, but I I just trusted my granddad, and I was like, if God did all this for my granddad, then I'm sure he's real. I'm sure he's real, and definitely should listen. I definitely should pay attention here. So I would pay attention. I would sit in church, and my granddad would say like specific verses. I would sit and ponder on those verses and like see what those verses really meant to me. Um, but that's why I want to read this twice. That's why I want to do this 1 year Bible read twice, um, because like I said this before, but I feel like when you go through the first time, it's really you get familiar. You get familiar with things. You get familiar with stuff, right? But when you read it the second time, you really start to okay, okay, I'm really learning something now. Like I'm really learning this time, you know. And I want to learn to get better too. So I want to learn to get better too. So but uh, so I'm not gonna lie, it's more than likely going to happen. It's more than likely going to be a 2 year 1 year Bible read, but two times doing it twice. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get that understanding that I may be glossing over through my first time when I'm having my conflicting thoughts, and then and I get distracted a little bit while I'm reading. Um, but your wife, thank you, I appreciate that. Um, uh, yeah, but when I have my conflicting thoughts, and I kind of get distracted a little bit when I'm reading sometimes. Um, I've already gone through it one time. I've already had those thoughts before, so when I read this the second time, I won't have the same thoughts. Um, and I'll be more open to what's being said in the words, and I won't miss. I feel like I've gained a lot, but I feel like I've also missed so much. Um, those things that I feel like I've missed, I'll be able to pick up on with the more clarity that I've already had from the first read. Um, you know, but definitely. But chat, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this stream up. This was a great 1 year Bible read, a great discussion. Thank y'all for chatting with me. Hey, nice to really chat with you, Robert. Good to see you again, Niche. Basketball, it was good to see you too, with your new account. Um, and if you've seen this outro, uh, I hope you have a great. If you've seen this outro before, say it with me, and if you haven't, enjoy. I hope we all got that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up today. Thank you for joining me for another 1 year Bible read on the channel. This is day 242 in a row. We do this for 365 days. Um, I will. I definitely will. But we do it for 365 days. So if you want to join us, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and like the stream. And as always, I appreciate your presence. You know, it's the most valuable thing you can give me, whether it's for a minute, a millisecond, a second, or if you've been here for a while now. I truly appreciate it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, because I'm going to have a great rest of mine. Peace. I'm going to see you next time. Such a long outro, you know. My tongue get tied. Y'all have a great one. Y'all have a great one.